Hi, I'm Susan Kennard. I'm just trying to see if the light is good here. I had to put the roof up because literally the sun is so bright, and we don't normally want to shut out the sunshine, but for the purpose of this video, I thought it'd be better if you could actually see who was speaking to you rather than there just being a big sunshine light in the background. I'm Susan Kennard, and I like to think that I combine the science and the spiritual. And you can find me on susankennard.co.uk, or obviously on here, Facebook. So everyone's saying hi, that's really great. So I had some intuition to speak to you today and do an activation and a clearing around the pineal gland. Now, some of you, perhaps people that don't know me, I'm trained in meta health, and what that is working with the it's sort of neuropsychology. So it's looking at the brain relays and how they are connected to the organs in the body. For example, the cortex is related to the skin, and it's around a separation conflict. So when we look at eczema in children, quite often we're looking at birth trauma. But I must just say, I'm not a doctor. I am a psychologist and a psychotherapist, but I'm not a doctor. So I'm not speaking to you from a medical doctor's perspective, and I have to say that just for legal reasons. So if you think about the pineal gland is essentially inside our brain. So I took the trouble because I was given this intuition from my guides last night to do this. So I was like, okay, where am I going to fit that moment in to do it? But it is 12:30 here in the UK, and I have a hot yoga class, Bikram yoga class, that I'm just about to go to. So that starts at 1 o'clock. So I wanted to do this for you. Okay, so if you just look at this is, I hope everyone can see it, a printout of our brain. And if you look in there, you can see, I don't know if you can see, I hope you can see the pineal gland. Okay, and if you actually have a look at that, I don't know if anybody has heard of the Eye of Horus, or Horus, the Egyptian Eye of Horus. If you look at it, it looks very similar to that part of the brain. So I just have a look at it a little bit. Yeah, the pituitary gland and the pineal gland, the brainstem, etc. So if we're looking at, okay, my guides are kicking in now. So if we're looking at the pineal gland, we're looking at, from a spiritual perspective, we're looking at the light center. I'm also looking at it as being part of the endocrine system. So yeah, that's the medical side. Oh, what's happening to the screen? Can everyone see me? Hope so. So essentially we're looking at meeting the science and the spiritual. So what I really wanted to do today was to bring my guides in and take you through a clearing and an activation, essentially to help you to actually bring more light into your pineal gland. So just bear with me a second. I'm just gonna okay, so my Egyptian guide steps in here, and whether you believe it or not, he tells me he is Horus, which is an Egyptian god. So I feel very blessed that he works with me, and he steps in to my energy quite strongly. And what I'm being guided to say is that basically what's happening at the moment is there are so many things in the world, and I'm not talking about conspiracy here, but there are so many things in the world that stop us, and they calcify our pineal gland, okay? So if you imagine that we're trying to bring in light, and we're trying to bring in more light to ourselves, then actually, things like fluoride and other things that are in our water and in our toothpaste and so on, if you choose to use it, are actually calcifying. And I could say, and it is controversial, but I'm known for being controversial, just as I'm not a doctor. But essentially, if you think about vaccination, there's a much bigger picture around vaccination, I have to tell you. So if you think about that, we're actually suppressing our children. I choose not to vaccinate, by the way, but we're suppressing, we're suppressing ourselves. But it's not going to be forever. And I think the more people that can actually receive the light, and actually the pineal gland is actually much more in tune and able to receive the light from source energy, from the universe, we're able, what I'm being guided to say here, is to take much more responsibility for our own lives and therefore our own healing. So if you think about, if we take responsibility for what we bring into our world, which is a reflection of our inner world, our external world is a reflection of our inner world. So what is happening in our external world is a reflection of our belief systems. Well, if you imagine, if we have a belief system that actually someone else, i.e. medical practitioner, needs to heal us and we hand over all our responsibility, then essentially what we're doing is we're shutting down our own ability to connect with our guidance. So what I really want to do today, in these few minutes, and healing can take a second, it literally just takes a second. What I want to do is just bring my guides in, take you through a quick meditation, and then they're going to do an activation. And I have no idea how they're going to do it. I just do as I'm told and trust in the process of my guidance and the universal knowledge that's been given to me for over 20 years now that I've known about. So I'm just going to do that. So I just want you to, if you're not driving, obviously, just put your feet on the ground. Excellent. Put your hands on your heart. Good. And I want you just to imagine that you have a star underneath your feet. This just allows you to be grounded. And a star above your head. Now, ordinarily, in a meditation that I've recorded, there would be a much longer process of 2 or 3 minutes where we would connect our earth star to our soul star. If you want that meditation, just email me at Susan@SusanKennard and I'll pop it over to you. So essentially we're connecting our soul star to our earth star, and this is something that my guides gave me quite a long time ago, and it's part of my Sparkle to Success program classes that I run, and that's going to be running in September, online live for 8 weeks, just an hour and a half at a time on a Friday. So if you're interested in that, email me too at susan@susankennard.co.uk. You can use those processes for yourself and your own healing, or you can use them for your clients. Okay, so just connect with your heart for a second, and I want you to imagine that there's a little light inside your heart, and I want you to expand that out into the whole of your body. Good. And just remember to breathe. My guides are reminding me to say that the answer is in the stillness and in the breath. And without breath, we would not be in our human existence. Okay, good. Brilliant. So just expand that light out and maybe make it sparkly, so it's of a really high vibration. Fantastic. And then I want you to go up to your head, up to your brain, and just be guided to wherever the pineal gland is. I showed you the picture, and if you've only just joined, you can watch it again, but just stay for the activation anyway. And just connect with that brain and in the middle of your brain. And we're just going to set the intention that you're connecting with your pineal gland. Fabulous. Okay. Now, one of the things that I do with my guides is I tone light language or singing or something else, and what they're giving me here is they actually want me to tone this activation for you. And quite often on radio shows I will do things like this, but this is what they're guiding me to do. Okay, so just bear with me a second. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes for this. Okay, ready? So I want you just to imagine when this tone comes in that your pineal gland is lighting up. Okay, and I want you to comment afterwards what you noticed. Did you notice things flying off of it? Did you notice that it was a dark colour? Did you notice that it was light? Did you just tell me what you noticed? So connect with your pineal gland, and here comes the activation and the tone. Okay. Okay, so just have a look at your pineal gland now. I'm looking at mine in my head, in my consciousness and clairvoyantly, and I'm looking at mine just like going like that. Okay, and then just come back to me. Fantastic. Okay, and comment below what you felt, what you experienced, and what you saw, because quite often, you know, we get given you know, little visions, or we get given something or a word. You know, if your guides are really trying to connect with you, which they all are at the moment, especially at this time, you know, this time in the universal shift, then this will have activated your pineal gland. So what happens with that, which is really, really exciting, is that you start to receive more light. So as you start to receive more light, scientifically, your body and your cells start to heal. And many years ago, I trained as a naturopath, many years ago, and this was before it was really very common knowledge and out there that we could heal ourselves. You know, it just really wasn't spoken about. And my trainer, Barbara Wren, actually, you can look her up, the College of Natural Nutrition in London, she said that essentially we're remembering the light that we have within ourselves. So the lighter our cells are, meaning in her case it was about hydration. And what I really feel now is yes, it's about hydration, but it's also about the light coming in. And I really do believe that we can heal anything. I believe that we start to look younger. I believe that the more light we bring in, we start to look younger, and our cells and everything just starts to change. So I believe, yeah, basically I can believe we can change anything. So I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm just going to read, who's that? James Alex, what's your age? Cheeky. I'm 48 and I'll be 49 in October. Yeah. So let's have a look. Tingling with the tone. Yeah, that's light language. Then soft, fluffy purple after it finished, brilliant. Well, from colour energy perspective, one of my processes, purple tells me that that's very much about healing grief of the past and about catapulting you onto your spiritual journey. Yeah, oh yeah, my guides are saying to me, so if anyone would like a reading, a mission reading, I said this on my live video yesterday, please email me. I'm doing them for £45 at the moment, just because I want so many people just to get on their path of their mission. So my guides will then tell you what your mission direction is and any blocks that are in the way. And then if you choose to have some healing with me or anybody else, then that's the next step. But the reading is the first thing, where we can just really tune in and channel and find out what's going on for you. But yeah, okay. An instant explosion of light like a bomb. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. It really, you know, I trust 100% in my guides. It's over 20 odd years that I've been working with them, and the pineal gland, the light center, you know, I really felt so drawn to do this activation. And the light language, essentially sometimes it's language, you know, when the Acturians come in, but in this case it was just a toning, and I call it singing from the light. So a toning coming in to actually just activate it and set it off, which is amazing. So is there anybody else? I'm gonna just go back a bit, and then I need to go in a sec, because I need to go and literally get on the mat for Bikram yoga. Okay, tingling with the tone. Let's have a look. Ah, like an explosion. Oh, Kerry, hi Kerry. I couldn't see it, but when you did that tone, I got a tingling. Excellent. So that will have been an activation for you, Kerry. Okay. Hi George. Always watch my videos. That's lovely. It's lovely to see you. Okay. Timothy. Tim. Let me find what you wrote, because you wrote something, didn't you? Ah, from a damaged organ to a fresh, deep red organ and lots of tears. Oh, Tim, I knew it was perfect timing for you to watch this video. I knew it was. Okay. James Alex, you said, what am I doing? I'm talking to you guys on a live video. That's what I'm doing. What else do you want me to say? What am I doing? Okay. Okay. Oh, Fiona, you just joined. You just missed the activation. You'll just have to go back over and watch it again. It's activation for the pineal gland. So I need to go, but I just want to just ask my guides if there's anything else you need to know. Okay, so they're saying to me to get you guys to watch what happens in your life now that you've had this activation, and to keep in contact with me, because I would so love to hear. And just find me on my website, which is susankennard.co.uk, and send me an email. I just love to hear from people. Yeah, I just love to hear from you. So susan@susankennard.co.uk, and if you're interested in doing my 8-week Sparkle to Success training, which will be live with me every week for 8 weeks, and it's recorded so you can watch the processes again, let me know. Anyway, much love to you. I'm off to do my hour of Bikram yoga, which is a lovely balance of mind, body, spirit. So we have to find that balance in our life where it's not just all work, sometimes it's play as well. Okay, much love, see you soon.